It's time to do.
What's up, guys? Generation Alchemist here, and I am going to be discussing the new 2014 April 1st ban list, and I have not seen it so far. It's going to be fresh reactions right off the bat. Hopefully it'll be better than the OCG one, because I know kind of what the TCG is going on. Kind of, quote unquote, kind of. But we'll see. I'm still sick. It's great. It should be out, I think. I'm not sure. If it isn't, that would make everything really awkward, but you know, whatever. Let me just look it up. You guys just stay right there. I got this. Here we go. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Morphing Jar is banned? What? Morphing Jar 2 is banned. Why? Why? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I voice crack on purpose to emphasize how ridiculous that is. Okay, first of all, the Morphing Jar 2. Morphing Jar, that's a card that I can understand that being banned. It is incredibly good and gives a lot of advantage and stuff. I just really like that card, though. This isn't really a matter of, me thinking for the game, per se. It's just me. I really like Morphing Jar, and it's a shame it's banned. But I have to admit, that card is very good, and it's a very great hand replenisher, and it can get pretty devastating, I'm not gonna lie. But still, it is a shame that it's banned, because, that means Dark Worlds have lost two extremely overpowered discard outlets, Morphing Jar and Card Destruction, which was banned like a couple ban lists ago. But that is a shame. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. Morphing Jar is really good, but it's a double-edged sword. Because obviously your opponent's gonna get the boost too. Although this may be like a Konami thing. They're not, they're trying to block OTKs, and Morphing Jar does allow a lot of setup for OTKs, like, by doing that you can replenish your hand basically for free, and that would allow you to go into outlet whatever monsters you want, although, arguably, your opponent's probably gonna, run into, like, a Maxi or an Effect Veiler or something like that. Still, I don't know. I personally don't like it, and Morphing Jar 2, just because I really like those cards. But I can definitely see why Morphing Jar is going to be banned, because that is a very overpowered card. Morphing Jar 2, though, that's rather new, because Morphing Jar 2 used to be unlimited. So to see it suddenly go from limited to unlimited to limited in one swing, I don't really know. That seems very odd. Once again, this is stuff that wasn't banned in the OCG, so I'm not too sure what they're doing. Morphing Jar 2 has a pretty devastating effect. I'll read it right now. It's a flip effect. Shuffle all monsters on the field into the deck. Then each player excavates cards from the top of their deck until they excavate the same number of monsters they shuffled into their main deck. Special summon all excavated level 4 or lower monsters in face down defense position. Also send any remaining cards to the field. So this is actually very good in Sylvans. I think this might be why they're banning it. Don't quote me on anything, but I think because of the Sylvans, it might be why they're banning it, because Sylvans can really take advantage of that excavating thing. But I don't think any Sylvan builds have really been running him. I don't know if they're releasing more cards to make this overpowered, but it is very, very uncommon to see a card go directly from, 3 to 0. I personally like Morphing Jar 2 a lot too, because story time, I guess. One of the first decks I ever made was like a stall mill deck, and it ran 3 Morphing Jar 2, and it's a card I'm very fond of. I never found it to be particularly overpowered. I mean, maybe against certain decks, it'd be kind of good, but I guess Konami's just trying to take out these cards that really restart the game. Same with Cyberjar, I believe, restarts the game, which is also annoying. But still, I personally don't, I don't think there's a need to ban Morphing Door 2. I don't think any decks that are big run it right now. It just seems kind of weird. But those two are now banned. Let's keep moving on down. Oh, those are the only two that are banned. Interesting. Moving down the list. Another limited one. Soldier Wolfbark is limited. Funny story, guys. I literally just pulled a Soldier Wolfbark out of Deluxe Edition maybe a week ago. And now it's limited. So that means it's not going to be as expensive. I've been trying to sell it. I'm not stupid, obviously. You know Lord of the Heroes 123? He is stupid. He's had Soldier Wolfbark for maybe the entire ban list. He's had it for the entire ban list, and he never sold it. And now, like, right at the end of the ban list, I'm like, dude, I pulled a Soldier Wolfbark, I'm gonna go sell it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I should probably sell mine, too. You don't freaking say, and now it's limited. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna freaking do? I'll probably run down. I'm just tangenting now, but I'll probably run down to the card store, see if they'll still accept it at, like, a decent price. Because they don't update that stuff too often. And actually, our card store is more Magic-orientated, so I might be able to sneak something in. But if they don't, I might just run Fire Fist, because I do have Rooster 2, and, yeah. But that's beyond the point. Soldier Wolfbark is now limited. Soldier Wolfbark's really good in 4-axis Fire Fists. He's basically one card exceeds, and Konami does like to limit stuff like that. Like with Rescue Rabbit. I don't know why Konami specifically limits it, because, I mean, you can still get its effect off, and I've been hearing people use Call of the Haunted with this in preparation of the ban list. But he is very overpowered. I can see why he's being limited. It's a shame. I might build Firefish just out of spite if I can't sell off my Wolfbark. But whatever. It's a shame, because he was, like, going for $70. I can't believe it. It's a shame I didn't pull it earlier. But that's besides the point. He's now limited. 4-axis Fire Fizz. They'll take a hit. I don't know if it's going to be too big, but it'll definitely affect them. We also have a Mermail Abyss Gund. So, as predicted, the Konami is hitting the top tier decks. Fire Fist and Mermails this format were top tier, so they hit Wolfbark, they hit Gund. Gund is a pretty important card, and Mermails just can't seem to escape the ban list for very long. They lost Gund, they lost Diva. Well, they didn't lose them, but they're limited, so... actually, I'll go search up Gund right now, because I'm not exactly sure what she does, per se. But she's definitely one of the staple cards you need to run in the deck. Oh, do I have this card? I should know what it does. Whatever. If this card discards to the graveyard, you can target one Mermail monster in your graveyard, except Mermail Abyss Gund, special summon that target. Oh wow, that's really overpowered, isn't it? Like, I know a lot of Mermails use that effect, so wouldn't that be use it for Megalo, then special summon another Megalo from that? Seems really overpowered. I can understand why they're limiting it. It was at 3 before, and, you know, they're just hitting the good decks. That's what they're doing. We also have Rekindling. Rekindling at Limited 1. That does not surprise me at all. Rekindling is so good. It's so good. I'll read the effect right now once I can find it. But it's basically, oh my god, I can't spell it. It's basically, that card that got banned a couple ban lists ago, Return from the Different Dimension. It's basically that card for fire. Its effect is special summon from your graveyard as many fire monsters as possible with 200 defense. During the end phase, banish all monsters that were special summoned by this effect. First of all, that just brings up OTKs like crazy, and it was at 3, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know how they left it at 3, but that just brings up OTKs like crazy, just like Return of the Different Dimension. And what's better with Rekindling is it makes very easy level 4 exceeds, level 3 exceeds. And they don't get banished because, you know, they are exceeds materials now. So that Rekindling is way too good. I can totally understand why they're limiting it. Don't know why they didn't just straight up ban it, because that's what they did ban Return from the Different Dimension. And honestly, this is kind of the same deal. It just sets up OTKs, and Konami has seemed to be, you know, trying to shut those down. Very good card. Pretty happy it's banned. I don't know. I don't really play Fire Fist that often, so Can't say too much. Firefist Star getting hit though, but that's to be expected when you're the top deck. Infernity Barrier has been hit. Now I don't I don't know what this card does either. Shows how knowledge I am. Although in my defense, I never play Infernities. I don't play them, and I've never played against them. Although Infernities can get very annoying. Like the few times I've played them, they get really annoying, just discarding everything, you know, top decking whatever Archfiend and just being general nuisances. When your opponent, the effect is when your opponent activates the spell trap card or monster effect while you control a face-up attack position Infernity monster and have no cards in your hand, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. That is really good. Wow, that's really, really good. I can see why people would be like, I don't know, running 3 of those. Jesus. Basically shuts stuff down. Konami, they don't like OTKs, they don't like lockdowns either. Like Shockmaster, so makes sense that they're banning that. Infernities, though, I think, if anything, they were maybe tier 2 at the highest. Tier 2, they weren't the best, but they're certainly still, you know, competitive, so I can see why they're doing that. We have, for the semi-limited, we have Necroface. Necroface? The only Necro I know is Necro Gardener. Necroface. What does that do? I have no idea. It's probably on the field right now, but that's not the problem. Necroface. It was limited. When this card is normal summon, shuffle all removed from play cards into their owner's decks. This card gains 1 attack for each of those cards. When this card is removed from play, both players remove from play the top 5 cards of their deck. That's actually fairly good in, I don't know, Chaos Dragons. Not Chaos Dragons specifically, since they honestly don't banish that much. But I think Yugioh, not Yugioh, Konami has been trying to also hit those decks that really like banishing stuff. They hit Macro and D-Fisher last format. So, I don't know. But this isn't a hit, right? This isn't a hit. This is going up. I don't think it'll affect anything. I don't know of any deck right now that's super into banishing stuff. But it does seem interesting. Interesting card. I don't know if anyone will use it. It doesn't seem to be the case, but it does seem interesting, and maybe someone will try it out. We also have Hieratic Seal of Convocation. And new. I know Hieratic Rulers were a thing, this format, and Convocation is one of their main cards. It's a very good rare to get out of Galactic Overlord, or whatever say. It should come in Galactic Overlord. But it's a very good card. I believe it's a free search, I think, if I remember correctly. I'll check it up, because I don't know any of this stuff. But I'm pretty sure it's a free search. Yeah, add 1 Hieratic monster for me. That just, any card that really just does a free search like that, it's gonna get hit. That's pretty good. Will that really slow the deck down, though? Because it is a free search, but I mean, I don't know if running 2 copies will really slow the deck down. It will slow the deck down, but probably not drastically, so I don't know. And then finally, for the last 2 cards that are no longer on the ban list, we have Magical Stone Excavation and Primal Seed. Now, Magical Stone Excavation, that honestly is a card that I don't really like, unless, and especially in the current format right now, where there really isn't like that one great staple you can go for. I mean, a couple formats ago, it'd be, you know, Magical Stone Excavation into Monster Reborn, and that could win you games. But Magical Stone Excavation is honestly just one of those cards that isn't that good. You're discarding 2 and then using that card, so you're going minus 3 and then +1, so -2, and that's usually something you don't want to do. And I don't know any decks that just have that one spell card that they have to go for. A lot of decks right now, the spell cards, well, they kind of run the deck. You don't have to. They're not important enough, or not, you know, just exploitable enough to be able to bring them out of the grave and just straight up use them and win. I know that, you know, like Monster Reborn was one, Heavy Storm to a degree. Those are all cards that, Dark Hole, of course, which is still, you know, usable. Those were all cards that you could, you know, Magical Stone Excavate, and they could swing the game. I honestly think if you have that many resources to just throw away, then you either have lost or have won already. Magical Stone Excavation was semi-limited, And putting it to 3, I really don't think it's going to do anything in the current format. Maybe when they bring out another, deck that's super spell card that's super duper good, maybe another Spellbook of Judgment, then Magical Stone Excavation might see some play, but I honestly don't think it will now or anytime soon. And then finally, Primal Seed. The only thing I know Primal Seed from is, I don't know if you guys know AZNIs. He's another Yugi tuber, slightly more popular than me, not gonna lie. He did a video all the way back then on, like, this infinite attack combo with Primal Seed and a couple other cards. I honestly don't. Primal Seed, if Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning or Chaos Emperor Envoy at the beginning is on the field, target 2 of your banished cards, add both those targets to your hand. I don't think this is really overpowered. I mean, it could be a good tech card in a deck that's heavily revolved around, getting out Blackluster Soldier. I know that there's a deck like Merchant Sack. I'll actually have a picture of it right here. Merchant Sack gets out Blackluster Soldier really easily, and that might be an okay card for them. But honestly, Primal Seed isn't that big of a deal. You're only running, obviously, BLS is at 1, Chaos Emperor is banned, so at the most you're gonna have 1 card on the field to do this for. And and it probably won't be that overpowered. Maybe if you put in Chaos Dragons, you could do something. But honestly, in stuff like Chaos Dragons, you're not gonna consistently get this card. That's just not how it's gonna work. And I don't think putting it at 3 would make a difference, because unless you're putting Blackluster Soldier or Chaos Emperor back at 3, it's really not going to make a huge difference. But yeah, that was basically all the cards that have been changed for this format. Honestly, after we've seen, Fire Fists and Mermills get their hits, I think the next top decks for this format honestly going to be Sylvans, which are getting their, Sylvan Charity, Graceful Charity, which is so stupidly ridiculous. Sylvans are probably gonna be able to be good, and Madolches, freaking another story time. I regret not buying Mageline when she was $8. I was literally thinking I might just buy Mageline when she's right now when she's $8. It's a big investment, and I might not build the Madolche deck, but I should still probably buy Mageline because I really like the deck and I want to build it eventually. Well, now she's $25. I'm never gonna build the deck. Like, it's so stupidly impossible to build the deck now. 25 for Mageline, like 10 bucks for Hoot Cake, 15 for Tiramisu. Just, can't build the deck anymore on a budget. But Madolches will definitely be good now with that new Angeli support, and they have not gotten hit at all. They're really just running 3 of whatever the hell they want to. I think Madolches will be good. What else? Lightsworns. Oh, Lightsworns, once the new structure deck comes out, will be freaking amazing. Although that structure deck, I think, comes out in June. Pretty close to the end of the ban list. But, that's regardless. Lightsworns will be very good. Boojins, of course, will still be good, getting their new support, Hirume. What else is good? Evil Swarms. The problem with Evil Swarms, this format was they really couldn't play against Fire Fists or Boojins. They're still weak to Boojins. Honestly, I'm surprised that Boojins didn't get hit at all, because Boojins can get extremely annoying. I mean, if you're siding correctly against them, running that Soul Drain, running that Mind Drain, you can shut them down pretty well. But I mean, in general, Boojins are really good, because they don't even care. Like, Ophion doesn't matter to them. Judgment doesn't matter. They're not going to get destroyed. A lot of times, Boojins are just extremely annoying because of all the support cards they have. But Boojins will probably still be good. Got that new Intervention, got that new Hirume or whatever. What else is good? Constellars are still probably going to be good. They didn't get hit either. Got their M7 back, last ban list, and they can bounce whatever the hell they want. I don't really know. I think that's probably going to be the top decks of this format. I mean, Chaos Dragons to a degree, they haven't gotten hit either. Probably not as good. A lot of these are just going to be tier 2. Prophecies, I think, Prophecies have been hit pretty hard the past few ban lists. But I still think they're going to be, alright. Alright decks. I don't know. If you guys think of any other decks that I might have missed, feel free to tell me. I would love to know what you guys think would be the top decks of this format. I personally think Sylvans and Madolches will do extremely well, excruciatingly well this format. I mean, Blackwings did get their 3, Whirlwind back, but, it didn't really seem to do anything. If they got maybe a tiny bit more support, they'd be able to, get up there. Oh, Karakuri, Yugioh are still great, and that's going to be good. Gravekeepers are also looking good. Harpies, how did I forget Harpies? Harpies are really good. Ghost Tricks, the thing with, I think Ghost Tricks have potential to be good, but the real problem with Ghost Tricks is they rely way too heavily on their gimmick. You get rid of their gimmick and they can't play. They literally cannot play. Because, I mean, without the setting and everything, Alucard is useless, and let's be honest, the rest of the Ghost Trick cards really can't hold their own against some of the stronger monsters in the game. Ghost Tricks are good against Evil Storms, though, I'll say that. They're definitely okay against Evil Storms. Let's see, what else? Just looking through list now. Agents might be okay. I don't think they've really been doing too much, though. Infernities, they did lose Barrier, but they had most of the deck in deck, so they might still be able to do stuff. Inzectors, maybe. I mean, I was hearing some other people maybe bring some Inzectors back. I don't know. Inzectors, they're good. I don't know, but I don't think they're good enough to be topping. Dark Worlds did get hurt pretty bad with that Morphing Jar ban, though. I'll admit, and that's kind of annoying for them. Chainburn, I'm just kind of rambling off decks now, but yeah, basically, my bets, Madolches, Sylvans, Lightstorms, all the ones I mentioned, those will be good, especially once, Primal Origins and the new support comes out and whatever. But yeah, that's been the ban list. My overall opinion on this ban list, kind of mixed, honestly. I mean, there wasn't a huge card that I was excited to bring back, there wasn't a huge card that I was disappointed that got banned, except for Wolfbark, maybe Morphing Jar. But, in general, I don't think the ban list was too crazy. It just hit some of the ridiculously overpowered card, brought some, not very useful cards back. Just really, overall, a good ban list. It just kind of, nothing too big has happened. So, I think Konami has finally hit the point where they've done a decently good job at balancing all the meta decks, making them all, of approximate strength. Where it's really a game where anyone can win. Still, Nurse Burn is the best deck. I stand by that. But yeah, it's an interesting ban list. I'm excited to see how the new format will play out. I'm excited to not have Fire Fist be top deck again. I'm concerned for whichever deck's going to be top because, Madolches and Sylvans. Sylvans probably not immediately since they're still getting support, but Madolches, they might get hit after this ban list, especially if Angeli's like a secret rare or something. That'd be ridiculous. Calling it right now, they're gonna bump the rarity of Angeli. But now I'm just rambling. Overall, ban list. Nothing too crazy. Just smoothing the game out, I think. But yeah, those are my opinions. Feel free to leave yours in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think would be the top deck, what card should have been banned, what card shouldn't have been banned. And yeah, I think that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it makes me a happy penguin. Penguins, they're going to be meta. Yeah, and other than that, I have not much else to say. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.